Guys, mohon dukungannya ya dengan memberikan tanda jempol, memberikan komentar, dan juga jangan lupa menekan tombol subscribe dan mengaktifkan logo bell di sebelah kanan agar Anda menerima notifikasi video-video kami terbaru lainnya. Guys, please supporting us by giving your thumbs up, like the video, and also add comment. And please don't forget to push button of subscribe and activate the bell icon so you will receive all our new notification of our new next videos. Thank you guys. Have a nice day.
Hello guys, welcome to my channel Click 39. Here with me, Thunderman. In this video, I want to explain the Giri, Ong, and Ninjoo culture in Japan. The purpose of making this video is to increase cultural knowledge in Japan, and maybe many of you don't know about Giri, Ong, and Ninjoo. In each country, the cultures varies. Maybe we just know Japan only produce technology, the vehicles are good, and the air is cool. So if we only visit you, see the scenery, the express train, and the shape of the house, maybe you look at the technology alone. But Japan also has a culture that we need to know. This video is a bit long, so watch this video until it's finished, so that you understand the culture that exists in Japan. Hope it is useful for you guys and have a good time.
Human interactions in social life creates interdependence with one another. The habit of helping to give and receive is a common thing as a guide for social life. French sociologist who studies exchange habits in ancient society or archaic. The theory of exchange habit in ancient society concerned a complex and comprehensive social system. Even gift made in social interaction between human beings cannot be seen simply as something separate from values that live in society. According to Marcel Mauss, basically there are no free gifts. All forms of giving are always accompanied by a give back or reward, or what is called the exchange of gift by two people or two groups who give and compensate for each other. According to Malinowski, that all forms of transactions are in continuous line of relationship. At one pole is pure in character. In ancient society, the achievements exchanged were the overall achievements, because exchange involved all aspects of life and was valid between groups, not between individuals. The exchange of gifts must be distinguished from bartering. the characteristics of life or exchange of gifts are: 1. The return is made at the time, or is known as bartering. 2. The return of gifts is not the same forms of goods, or of a value higher than the value of the gifts. 3. A gift is not seen as an object in external value because it contains magic or mana power. In ancient society, the giving of gifts was usually done in conjunction with the momentum associated with events such as birth, marriage, and death. Someone who neglects the obligation to give usually gets social sanctions in the form of social exclusion or gets a bad judgment in society. The second obligation is the obligation to receive gifts. In ancient society, a gift was the same as mana gifts, or life essence from the giver to the recipient. By receiving a gift, it means that the recipient has received the essence of life from the giver. The third obligation included in this exchange system is the obligation to pay back gifts that have been received. This obligation is an important matter that must be considered in the framework of this exchange system. A gift that has not been paid is considered as outstanding debt. A person who neglects the repayment of a gift that has been received can lose his honor at the social level. The system of giving as described above, which focuses more on ancient society or archaic, can still be found in modern society today. Even the various social and economic contracts prevailing in modern society today are remnants of the gift exchange system prevailing in ancient society. In Japanese society, the culture of giving as stated is very commonly known. A tourist visiting Japan unexpectedly will receive a gift from his Japanese friend or business relations. Advertisement regarding goods that must be given in the middle of the year or at the end of the year, as well as exhibitions showing neatly wrapped gifts, are indicators that show how much attention the Japanese people pay to the custom of exchanging gifts. According to Takie Sugiyama Lebra, the form of exchange is divided into two types, namely a balanced exchange or symmetric reciprocity and unbalanced exchange, asymmetric reciprocity. Balanced form of exchange include 1. Bilateral contingency, namely A actions in a certain way causing B to reply in the expected way, or the gift from A to B creates an obligation for B to reply, and so on. 2. Interdependence between the people involved for mutual benefits. A gives something to B because B has something else that is needed A. 3. The equation of value exchange. What a gives is the same as he receives. While unbalanced relationships include 1. Unilateral consent or obligation gift or generosity of A to B does not hit B past or future actions. 2. One-way dependence on gain or benefit. depends on what B does for him, but not vice versa. 3. Imbalance in exchange value. What he gives is more than what he receives. Ong. Ong or debt that must be paid. Ong is often debt or gratitude, obligations, or generosity. Ong means a burden. A person is said to accept ong means that he has received gifts or generosity from the giver ong. In the family between parent and child, the parents provide for material needs, protections, security, love, and affections. In other words, ong is a term of denotes the psychological and social debt imposed on a person for receiving gifts or gifts in the main proportion. Ong usually applies between two parties who have a special relationship, such as parents and children, superiors and subordinates. Means oyabung and kobung. Sakurai Shotaro describes ong as a contractual relationship between the Lord and his subordinates bound by two expected possibilities. A master bestows ong and his subordinates show loyal service in return for a gift from his master. In feudal times, stories about a samurai who was willing to sacrifice his children and family to save his master were not uncommon. It was all done for the sake or repayment of the ong that has been received from his master. There is something that is natural.
In the framework of a spatial and hierarchical ong relationship, repayment can never pay off all the ong values that have been received. Returns that have been received are called gimu. Gimu concept. Gimu is ong payment in unlimited form and time, divided into 1. 2. Obligations directed at the emperor. 2. Ko. Obligations addressed to parents. The feeling of someone's debt is not virtue, but an attempt to repay the debt or gimu. That is what is called virtue. The family, as the main basis of a community structure, is the first place where awareness of debt and the obligations to return as it is. The concept of ong, based on Takie Sugiyama Lebra's theory, is exchange. Ong can be categorized into the principle of unequal exchange. An ong gift demands an infinite, unlimited amount of repayment. In fact, sometimes for life, for everything is dedicated to the person who has given ong. Giri is a social obligations, while Ninjoo is a feeling of humanity. The word Giri consists of two kanji characters, namely Gi, which means justice, duty, or respect, and Ri, which means
logical or theoretical reasons. In its use, the term Giri refers to social obligations that are normative and ethical in nature, which require Japanese people to behave in accordance with what is expected by society in dealing with other individuals. According to Benedict, Giri has two divisions. 1. Giri to the world means the obligations to pay back on. 2. Giri to one's own name means the obligations to maintain the name and reputations from the tarnish of slander. Giri is an obligation to return or repay all gifts that have been received. Ninjoo consists of two kanji characters. Nin, which means person, and Jo means emotion. In usage, this word refers to the natural tendencies, feelings, and desires of humans. It is only natural that Giri and Ninjoo become conflicts that occur throughout the year, and in Japan, Giri often takes precedence over Ninjoo. The conflict between Giri and Ninjoo is often used as a theme in literary works, both classical and modern. From the Tokugawa era until the end of the World War II, the Japanese family system was governed by the conceptions of ie, home or family, which followed samurai ideals and even received official recognitions in the Meiji Civil Law Code. The term ie has two meanings. The first ie means house in the concept sense, a material form of residence in Japanese means uchi. The second means family. The ie members are called iemono, which are not only nuclear family or kaku kazoku, but all the people who live in the house. The most powerful person in the family is father, as the head of the family or kacho. The nuclear family is the honke, and the bunka is the branch family. A gift made by one is not considered from one ie to another ie. An example is when a nephew visits his sick uncle with mimai. So mimai is considered from the nephew's family as a unit to his uncle's family. In rural Japan, the main motivations behind the custom of exchanging gifts is the Giri concept. Giri is a moral obligation that must be carried out by a person in interacting with other societies. Giving a person is obliged to give a gift when the custom demands it be done. Because the culture of giving is an act of Giri, and because of Giri demands exchange. For rural Japanese people, interpret Giri as an etiquette in culture of giving that deserves to be added to. In rural Japan, pay attention to rules and etiquette when giving. This concerns what, who, how, and when a gift is given. People who pay attention to these matters in details are considered responsible and trustworthy people. city life less dependent on solidarity as it is firmly maintained in rural areas. In fact, in some cases, a superior strictly forbade his subordinates to give gifts. Guys, mohon dukungannya ya dengan memberikan tanda jempol, memberikan komentar, dan juga jangan lupa menekan tombol subscribe dan mengaktifkan logo bell di sebelah kanan agar Anda menerima notifikasi video-video kami terbaru lainnya. Guys, please supporting us by giving your thumbs up, like the video, and also add comment. And please don't forget to push button of subscribe and activate the bell icon so you will receive all our new notification of our new next videos. Thank you guys. Have a nice day.